When my son Phoenix eloped, it was the scariest moment of my life. One minute I was putting away laundry, the next he was gone. We searched ponds, creeks, hills. I called 911 thinking the worst, and by the time we found him, he was being held in someone's car while neighbors with flashlights searched the dark. That day changed everything, and the post I made about it went viral. It started conversations I didn't even know people were ready for. That's why I said yes to a last minute interview with Lux 18, because if talking about what happened to my family helps another child stay safe, I'll talk about it 100 times. We talked about Phoenix, about the Ian alert, about survival swim lessons, and about waivers that are available in Kentucky. I wanted to share the full interview with you because the news could only share so much of our story. Stick around because after the interview, I'm going to show you behind the scenes what survival swim looked like for Phoenix.
Thank you so much for meeting me so last minute. We just had seen your post, and I just think it would resonate with so many people. And I think it already has, and I think if we could just share your message even further, it would be great. Your son, Phoenix, right?
Mm-hmm.
How old is he now?
He's gonna be 5 next month, August 31st, so he's 4 right now. I can't believe when I wrote that post, I didn't think it was gonna go viral like this.
Yeah.
I was like, well, maybe sharing it'll help one person, so I'm absolutely shocked that it went this far.
Well, I think too with a lot of people and the Ian alert, I think a lot of people were like, what does that mean? And
Yes.
struck a big conversation, and we actually spoke with the grandma of the little boy who the alert is named after. Yeah, so we spoke with her, I think that was like just a couple days ago, Evelyn Schultz. So I just think it's good if there's a way that we can get the message out more, talk about the Ian alert, how important it is, also just like the safety measures that you're now taking because you know how scary that can be. I just think if we incorporate all that in there, I think it's just another way to spread.
Yeah, absolutely. I didn't even know the Ian alert existed. Had that alert existed a few years ago when my son had his elopement event, that was something that would have changed my course of events. I probably would have called them as soon as I realized he was gone, and maybe the neighbors would have called me immediately instead of basically holding on to him. So I looked into that, and then I looked into the story that calls that alert system. And it's such a small world. Phoenix just graduated survival swim class in Northern Kentucky, and he got a scholarship to do that. It's the Joshua Al-Latif scholarship.
Okay.
And this same family is fighting for an alert system to be in place in Ohio because Ohio does not have an Ian alert system.
Okay. So I think that's important too.
Yeah.
It shouldn't just be in Kentucky, it should be a nationwide thing.
Absolutely. The most common complaint I've heard about the alert that went out for Silas, the 5-year-old, was that there was no detailed information really. It was just such a tragedy, and I think everybody was searching their phone, and it was such a relief when they sent out the alert that he was found, and then when you looked up and it was just a tragedy.
And I know, as you know, you, like you said, you've experienced something where, can you talk a little bit about that? Just like the moment that you realized that he had walked out the door and what you were thinking?
Yeah, absolutely. So Phoenix this wasn't his first time he had ran off. This was just the first time he had gotten far enough away that I couldn't find him. So I've always had my head on a swivel, but you can usually hear a camper door open, and I had put in safety child locks on the door. But he's a little problem solver and a little Houdini. He loves to escape, so he figured it out, and he left the door open so I didn't hear it close, so I just didn't hear him go out. So he loved the path of the road. That was always the first direction he ran, so that was the first direction I ran. And it starts off where we were at. We were living in a camper right next to my mom's house. My mom has lived there her whole life. I lived there my whole life until I grew up. She's been neighbors with these people for 30 years. So I go and look at the hill, and he's not there. It's a pretty steep incline, so that would at least slow him down some. So then I go and I tell my parents he's gone. My kids they're frantic looking for him too, crying. At this point I'm frantic because I don't see him. He's not in the road. He's not where he usually goes. I run around the house, looking for him. My parents get in the car and they directly go up to the end of the road. Another set of people went on the other end of the road and they knocked on all the neighbors' doors. And I didn't go to the end of the road that he actually was at. I went to the back of my parents' yard because my mind goes to water first. And I knew there was a creek back there. He didn't typically go back there, but there was also a pond. So that was my fear. There was a pond down there. So that was where I went. And once I didn't find him there and my parents called me and they said he wasn't at the pond at the end of the road, that was where all of our minds went first. That's when I called 911 and they said, oh, we have him. They found him. He's at a house. And I was like, oh my gosh, that's great. I was relieved. I wasn't mad at all. I was just so thankful somebody had him. So then I get up there and I get him and they have him they have him in a car and it's like back their driveway by their garage. And there's 4 adults there. Like nobody could have flagged us down, like everybody out with flashlights and the ATVs, like, and the other neighbors helping search. So it was just a mess. But every time I visit my mom, I get to drive past their house and it just sits with me. At that time, he was so bad at escaping. Even in preschool, they had to use a wagon to move him from the cafeteria to the gym or whenever they were transferring him. Now this past year, he walked in line. He's little line leader. We've done a ton of therapy and he's getting ready to start ABA therapy. And we've got him on a waiver now. I think that's another really important message to put out is that Kentucky does have waivers available for special needs. I think a lot of people don't know anything about it and it's really hard to access them. And I think other states have alert systems. I think it's just crazy, especially within the special needs community. There's nothing across the country, really. It varies state by state. The waivers vary state by state. The type of emergency systems we have in place vary state by, just politically everything varies state by state, so it's hard to say much about that.
So maybe there's a parent right now that's experiencing something similar maybe that you've experienced already, or that Silas's parents, that as a parent, all kids run away, right? I can't tell you how many times my children I have 4 boys that just have taken out off the front door and I don't realize it until the last minute. And it is the scariest feeling in the world.
It really is.
Yeah, so what would maybe your message be to those parents who have been in that kind of situation and just certain things that they can do maybe to help themselves, help their kids?
Yeah, absolutely. I started looking into the safety beds and I took that to the pediatrician. Now we already had an autism diagnosis, so I got him to fill out the proper documentation about the elopement events and he referred us to a specialty clinic that helped get that documentation ready to get the bed. So now we have this safety sleeper bed. It completely encloses and Medicaid covered that because it's a $5,000 bed. It's not like parents can just go out and buy something like that. I'm no stranger to autism. I have my older sister is gonna be 35 in August and she has AD&P, which is a really severe form of autism. So she's still in diapers, still nonverbal. This eloping thing has been around my entire life. My sister eloped and my mom had the best neighbor growing up. My sister had this one track. She would run to the neighbor's house and she'd throw open his fridge and she'd grab food out of his fridge for whatever reason. That was what my sister did. And the neighbor was always so okay with it as me or my mom was chasing her down the road. That's what a good neighbor is. And it really takes a village with these kids that are nonverbal that elope like this. So back to my advice for somebody, talk to your neighbors, tell them about your kid, maybe put signs out. I think that is important. I thought that it was just some common knowledge maybe, but it's not. People don't know if it's not in their lives. The locks, I can't stress interior locks enough. And an alarm system, that too. I'm just waiting for the moment that Phoenix learns he can climb out his window and bust out the screen. I don't look forward to that day, but it's always in the back of my mind. And resources are out there, the beds, the waivers, your local community mental health center in your region. But another thing, survival swim lessons. Oh my gosh, that's huge. I think what Northern Kentucky Swim is doing is amazing, and they need to have one of those everywhere, especially the scholarship part for autistic kiddos. I don't know the stat off the top of my head, but the amount of kids with autism that die in drowning is really high. So survival swim classes are we're really thankful that Phoenix just graduated. It's really exciting for us.
It's so important for all kids to have it. Is there anything I didn't ask you that you would think would be important to add, whether it be about the beds? When it comes to the waivers, those who aren't familiar with how all that works.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, we have to start with the diagnosis, just a proper evaluation if it's any special needs. And then once you have that documentation, there's long wait lists. We were really fortunate when we applied for Phoenix, there wasn't a wait list for the lowest level waiver. So we were able to get on that, but it wasn't easy to get on. It was a lot of paperwork, a lot of callbacks, and I ended up honestly applying online without the help of a local community mental health center, but it was really hard to do. So I know that's not going to be a route everybody's going to be able to go through.
What you're about to see is one of the most powerful moments of Phoenix's life, his graduation from survival swim class, thanks to a scholarship from Northern Kentucky Swim. I want to walk you through each week to graduation. It's hard to watch in the beginning, but it's so worth it in the end to see his pride and to know that he can survive if he falls in.
Stays on in this, he stays in this float a decent amount of time. We're gonna get him out there. All right, ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Good ball.
That was great.
Go get your steps. Are you all done? Go get mommy. Go get mommy. Go get mommy. Nice.
starting to figure that out too. Get on his back a lot easier. He's trying to duck his head under.
See how much more relaxed he is?
Yeah.
I think the burritos did help yesterday.
Yeah.